awesome. We'll go ahead and bring our attention back. Alright, so behind me you see a B17. I was able to walk through the B17 and learn quite a bit more, talking to a few gentlemen inside. Right behind me you can see the nose guns, where the bombardier would be located, and the Norton bomb sight was also there. And the bombardier obviously worked the Norton bomb sight, and he also operated the nose guns. This is a G model, and you might be able to see, and I'll make sure you can see it a little bit, the cheek guns. It's actually a modification of the G model that were used by the navigator, excuse me, and he used the cheek guns, and this actually was a modification to ward off enemy aircraft because they would be attacked from the front. B-17s would be attacked from the front because that's where they were the weakest point, so it was actually modified by crewmen, and eventually when the G model came out, they ended up putting in these cheek guns, which are actually kind of cool if we'll get a closer look at them. A few things about this B-17 G model. This is maintained by the Texas Raiders, and they're located north in Houston, Texas, north of Houston, Texas, and they maintain this aircraft. A few things about this plane was modified into a B-17 G model. It was initially went right to the Navy. It was produced in January of 1945, and it went right to the Navy, and they ended up modifying it to be a B-17 G model to commemorate those in Europe and the Pacific who either lost their lives or flew these missions and survived. So I'll go ahead and take you around this amazing aircraft. Okay, so as you can see up front here, you can see the nose guns and the cheek guns. You might be able to get a little view into the Norton bomb sight. Top turret gunner. And we'll go ahead and go under the wing and take a look into the belly gunner, which is an incredibly small space. So there's actually a hatch located on the other side where the belly turret gunner would enter from the inside of the aircraft, and then it would rotate prior to landing for him to get out. So there was only one instance where the belly turret gunner was unable to get out due to the gear being broken and the hatch wouldn't rotate, and unfortunately he ended up passing away. As you can see on the side, the waist gunners, and there are two, and they used to be opposite each other, but they've actually made them adjacent or off a little bit so you can actually see outside the other window. That way the men who ran these guns didn't run into each other. In the back you can see the tail gun. The gentleman I talked to believed that the Army Air Force lost more men than the infantry did in the war. The B-17, as we know, flew a lot of daytime missions to complement the RAF's night missions, which in turn caused the United States to lose more men. You can see the bomb bay doors here at the bottom or underneath. Quite large. I was able to walk underneath, and I actually walked over through the catwalk, and I'll have some pictures of that. This is where a lot of the men would bail out if they needed to bail out of the aircraft. We'll walk back around front so you can get a view. Quite the wingspan. It's pretty amazing. And the view, by the way, from the bombardier's spot, the nose gunner, was incredible. Beautiful. Amazing view. Thank you for joining me on my vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful afternoon.